roundtable discussions with me, Jeff Black from Beachmont Ford Performance. I want to thank you guys for joining me for the last several nights for my interview with John Clor from Ford Performance. I hope you've been entertained. I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe you learned some things that you didn't know before. John is quite the character and quite a good interview. So, without further ado, let's get to the last segment of the interview with John. Okay, thanks guys.
So if it doesn't look cool, sound cool, it's not cool, and if you don't drive it, you're not cool.
Right.
That's how we're at.
Which is to me why this place is so important. And you were basically the person that drove Gail to go ahead and start putting this together.
I don't call myself out for anything, but I was so excited to see some of Gail's original drawings. I wanted to know what was in the mind of the guy who drew the original Mustang. What else was in his head? He liked Thunderbirds, so did Lee Iacocca. When he came to one of these lunches at the Dearborn Inn, and he showed me some pictures. Here, by the way, I said, do you have any pictures of stuff you use? I just got a few hanging in my barn. So he showed me these photos of one of the, I go, Gail, did you draw this? This is I worked on the 57 Ford. He goes, they let me do the aerials. I was a kid, right? Because I worked with Joe Oros on the taillights on this, and this is none of my T-Bird designs got picked, you know? Yeah. And he said, and this, I go, what is this? Like a concept car? He goes, oh, those are the drawings I had to use to get the job at Ford. I freaked out. I said, Gail, what do I have to do to drive to Dayton or to Tip City? I want to see these. Can I photograph these? I mean, how many do you have? He's got a dozen or so. He goes, well, they're just hanging out. I said, Gail, I want to see them in person. Yeah. So I very boldly forced him to say yes. I drove down here, and this barn was empty except for a few cars and a few pictures on the wall. Yeah. I took pictures of every one of these. I asked him the story of every one of those pictures. Yeah. Then because I wrote a column, I still write a column called the Ford Performance Corner in Mustang Times. I've written almost 150 columns every month. That's a lot of months. I wrote a column about inside Gail Halderman's barn, and here are some of the photos. Well, guess what? The Mustang world woke up and said, "What? Yeah. Can I come there?" Yeah. So when he started getting inquiries, Karen, his daughter, said, well, we'll have to fix it up. We'll have to clean it up. Let's put new lights in it. Let's put a couple of, Gail, well, I got a bunch of other stuff. So he brought up posters that he said, and then it grew and grew and grew. The first club was our club from Michigan, the Mustang Owners of Southeast Michigan. Yeah. They came and they to listen to Gail walk down that and point to a picture and tell a story. Jeff, there's nothing like that.
I know you've seen the interview that I was able to do with Karen and Lauren. And one of the things we talked about was the fact that will be the thing that most people will probably miss the most when you come here, is to be able to actually hear Gail tell the stories. Because it's just nothing better than to sit here and listen to the person that was there tell it from his own mouth.
Yeah, to always had a Mustang question, and to ask him why it's this way or why it's that way, and the guy knows the exact answer because he was there and he did it. Right. That was freaky. But the fact that Karen, now after Gail's passing, is going to keep this open for clubs and young people to come and see heritage. And why, Jeff, is it important if you're a young person and said, I might drive my mom's Honda Civic, it's got McDonald's bags in the back seat, who cares, right? Why is it important to have heritage? Heritage is authentic. And when you have a brand that lasts 56 years, you have something that's really authentic. It's really part of America and something to be proud of. If you don't have heritage, then what you need as a car company, you need dancing hamsters. And you do this. Oh, look how cool we are.
I know some people will miss out what you
So just go back. Yeah, just think about what company deals with, and they have the hamsters. Oh, look, we're cool. No. What's cool is 56 years of connecting with the heart of the American buying public to now have a vehicle that people take out of a showroom somewhere, out of a museum, and put in a commercial. Why? Because it represents America.
Yeah. Well, if you go to a cruise-in or a car show and you go down the aisle and you're looking at, 10, 15 Mustangs, it's hard to find two of them that look the same.
I don't think
because everybody individualizes their car. And no offense, but if I go down the aisle and there's a line of vets, typically,
all the same.
they'll
Well,
sing.
because they don't want to change them and don't want to touch them.
Right, yeah.
Which, because Mustang has been more accessible price-wise, you can put your fingerprint on it.
And that's, yeah.
And like us, it's like, this is what my personality is. And Americans, they're not shy, they're not marching, we're not lemmings. We're proud to be who we are as a person. So you can be as an individual. This was the car that the original slogan was, the car designed to be designed by you.
Yeah.
So colors have always been big, options, and then the aftermarket.
Yeah, aftermarket.
Oh my gosh, and then that's why.
Look how many companies, we're not gonna name them all, but look how many companies are Mustang, pretty much
The whole
Mustang,
business.
that's their business.
It's the number 1 modified car. The SEMA builders will tell you there are more parts for Mustangs than there are, and there's 10 million of these on the road. 10 million.
Yeah.
Over. So that's another part. But you know what, Jeff? You struck on something, and that to me is, it's that connection. And you talked about people, and you talked about how you got it because of the people. The hobby. Every Mustang has a story.
It's true.
And when you go to a Mustang show, you talk to that owner, and they'll tell you the most unique story. And then when you think about owning a Mustang, it's not like anything else. So you may say, well, my mom bought a Camry, and it's the best car because it lasts forever, and it may be a great appliance. And that's great. People don't know what brand toaster they have because it just makes toast.
Right.
So if your car gets you to the store, fine. But I dare you, if you have one of those appliances, and when you walk out of the Kroger store and you say, like, where is my car? You have to hit the beep button, like, in the sea of bars of soap, beige bars of soap. Now, if you have a Mustang,
Yeah.
you know exactly.
And if you get out of it and start walking to the store and you don't turn around and kind of give
Yeah,
it a look.
that's it. There's the difference. Is it a car as an appliance, or is it something that you
It's-
have an emotional attachment to?
Yeah, it's that. Yeah.
When you pull in, if you have like I don't know, some brand X import, you pull in the garage, you go to bed.
Yeah.
If you pull in with this baby, I don't care what it is, you stop, you do turn, and you say, good night, Betsy, or whatever name
Yeah.
you don't do that
Yeah.
to other cars.
Yeah.
The emotional attachment comes because viscerally the car connects with you in a way
Right.
where you love it. And I think that's the difference.
Well, and back again, I'll come back around to this place. And this is one of the reasons that why myself and definitely Beachmont Ford Performance, we're so happy to be, helping, we want to help Karen and Lauren keep this alive. And people come here, it's a destination
Oh, yeah.
nowadays. Car clubs, not just Mustang car clubs either, but it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
destination point, and it's not cheap to keep something like this going. It costs money, and I know she's selling duplicates of I think they're 8x10s of the original sketch. You can buy those when you come here. They're $10, but they help keep this thing alive, and that's what we're trying to do too. Is keep Gail's memory alive, keep the Mustang obviously alive. But this place has history, and you can come here, and if you take your time, you walk through here, there's a lot of stuff on the wall, but you take your time and kind of walk through, you're gonna find some really hidden secrets.
And to do that, then this is why Beachmont Ford Performance and I have been talking a little bit, and we want to do something that leaves a lasting legacy here. So I'll work with Jeff and Beachmont Ford Performance, and we're gonna come back, maybe we'll bring the president of the first club that came down here, and we'll do a little intro when you come down here so that you'll understand, welcome to the museum, and here are the things that are in here that you may not see because it's so visually overwhelming.
Yeah.
And here are the keys and the things that if you're really into the history of this phenomenal car, what you can look for and why it's a special place. And we'll give you that, maybe Karen can use that as an introduction and then help you understand when you come down here, you're in a place where these places don't exist. There are hundreds and hundreds of designers and car companies that have lived and made great cars, all kinds of great cars, but they don't have a place like this. It's unique in the world.
Yeah, and it's, again, we are lucky enough to live, maybe an hour or so away, and we're close, but we're central Ohio, people come here from, I'm amazed. We did the Red Mustang Registry show.
Cars that were back here,
Yeah,
hundreds.
people from New York, Pennsylvania, just you name it.
Yeah, and you won't be able to meet Gail. Now we do have a cutout of Gail, but if we can share, we do have a lot of live stuff that we took when we were with Gail. We'll share some of these great stories we've shared with Jeff today.
Yeah.
But for us, it's a matter of, do you enjoy this hobby and do you want to see this for other generations to enjoy? And do you as a young person want to see this continue? Because you can really get into a hobby that is all about people.
Mm.
And not social media people. I'm talking about people that you can meet face to face and go be together with and share happiness. And as you know, in this earth, in this world, that's tough. And I think the car hobby has got a special place. And the Mustang for Ford is a bridge across waters that I think will bring in all. Just come here and feel the passion here, and I bet you won't be able to just withstand the passion.
And when we put this together, you know, when you come here to the museum, I mean, we want you to be able to get that experience, and you know, then you go, wow, okay, now I know I want to go look at this, I want to go look at that, and you're going to hopefully leave here and tell other people about it, and we just keep this alive.
You'll feel Gale here.
Yeah,
You will see
yeah.
the excitement he had over drawing something and making something so that's really kind of changed the face of the car companies.
Oh, yeah.
Creating a car segment and creating love for 10 million people. Wouldn't you love to do something that made 10 million people happy? And you may have been doing, maybe you invented the pet rock and made 1 million people happy, but do you still have your pet rock? I don't think so.
Well,
you still have your Mustang.
And you don't have those generations of people that have memories. You know, my dad had a 65 convertible, and when I don't know, I was probably, I don't know, 9, 10 years old, you know. Well, actually, I probably had been younger than that because I was born in 61. But I remember this thing, the floorboards were rusted out and all that, but that car, something about that car.
Yeah. What is it?
Yeah, it was just something about it. He picked it up for, I think he told me one time he got it for like $250 or something like that. But it was just something about that car that stuck with me, you know, like, you know, and I enjoyed going out with my dad in that car.
And for me to see the future, and you know that with EVs on the horizon and pods that take you here and there, we don't want you to not be able to experience the passion that goes into the freedom of mobility, and to do it with such expression and style and beauty and power. And it's all about freedom. And we want you to be able to experience that before the world forces you into some little electronic pod that you won't be able to experience. So come and you feel what Gale felt, the excitement about doing something. You know, cars, I hate to break it to today's designers who are making these jelly bean SUVs with different headlights and taillights. As Gale said, he would never want to be a designer today because it's a jelly bean with different headlights. But back then, and back when Gale drew, these cars are works of art. And they really are sculptures. And when you go to a museum and appreciate a beautiful work of art, come here to this museum and appreciate what was done to make this car just part of our being an American.
Right. And John, we obviously, myself, Beachmont 4, we appreciate everything you're doing and we're going to do together.
We're going to keep
promote
doing
this.
God willing.
Yeah. So I will get some footage and some pictures that will filter into this video here for you to see. And we just encourage you to you know, check it out and do a little research about Gale. Obviously, a lot of stuff out there. We just did a recent interview with Karen and Lauren.
You can always buy the book. I was supposed to write that book for Gale, and it never happened. And when he talked to James, his cousin, and got Jimmy involved, I turned over all those photos and all that stuff. I wanted it had to be done. Gale's story had to be told, and if you're part of this hobby, and if you love these cars like we do, you're going to love the stories behind the original car. You're gonna walk out of this place feeling different. So put it as part of your bucket list to do, and don't put it off.
I agree. Well, John, how about we wrap it up? And I thank you guys for joining me here with Garage Table Discussions on the Road with Mr. John Clor from Ford Performance, which I'm a big fan of Ford Performance, as you know.
Well, you'll be looking forward to our new Mach 1 coming out.
Yeah. Well, I'm not giving up my car, though.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, follow us and FordPerformance.com. There's an entire enthusiast section where stories like this, and the Haldeman Barn is featured there. If you go to FordPerformance.com/enthusiast, search Haldeman, you'll see all the story, that Red Mustang show. You'll see it all there on FordPerformance.com.
All right, guys, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
See you guys.
Well, there you have it. The final part of my interview with John Clor from Ford Performance. I really, again, hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll be looking forward to bringing you some other guests in the near future. I want to thank John for his time to sit down with me at the Haldeman Barn and do this interview. It was a pretty time-consuming one, but again, it was enjoyable as heck to do. And I also want to thank again Karen Koenig for letting us sit in at the Haldeman Barn and do this interview. So again, if you get the chance, make sure you visit the Haldeman Barn and catch up on everything to do with Mustangs and Gail Halderman. All right, guys, we'll be seeing you here again soon for another episode of Garage Table Discussion. Visit us at beachmontford.com if you're interested in a performance build, either a Mustang or an F-150, and we can give you all the information you would need to build your dream vehicle. All right, remember, you imagine, we build. Bye-bye.